Hi, welcome back to Bina Podcast together with me, Dina. So, for today's episode, kita akan bercerita atau berkongsi mengenai episod yang sangat istimewa. Kenapa? Sebab I think this is episod yang topik yang people akan interest, suka dan berminat sebab mengenai peluang mencari kerja. For those yang tengah nak cari kerja sekarang, you should stay tuned to our episode because we also bring a very orang kata experience panel yang akan berkongsi macam mana you nak cari kerja. Okay. And when we talking about, I don't sebut pasal kerja-kerja tadi. So this is bersempena Bina Construction Career Spotlight yang kita akan langsungkan pada 28 hingga 30 September 2025 bersempena International Construction Week. So bersama rakan kerjasama strategik kita, Perkeso. So hari ini sebenarnya kita ada bawa panel khas wakil daripada Perkeso yang kita akan discuss mengenai Perkeso is not just about claims. Perkeso gets you hired. Right. So let me introduce our panel pada hari ini. Welcome Encik Adib.
Hi Dina.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So yeah, you got a very nice t-shirt.
Thank you.
Shirt you colour pink
Try to something different today.
Yeah, look nice on you.
Thank you.
Alright, so Adib, again, welcome to our podcast, Bina Podcast Studio, which is sebenarnya our studio ni, kita berada di Bina IBS Home. It's a sample house that we built with our manufacturer IBS lah. So a little bit cerita sikit pasal studio kita.
Okay.
Alright, so Adib, before we start, thank you for joining us and coming here all the way. So kita banyak ni nak borak ni.
Boleh.
Boleh?
boleh.
Alright. So tadi Perkeso sebenarnya dia satu short names kan, acronym. So nama penuh Perkeso is?
Okay. Alright. So first of all, nama Perkeso kalau kita tengok secara luasnya adalah kita panggil Pertubuhan Keselamatan Sosial Perkeso.
Pertubuhan Keselamatan Sosial.
Yeah.
Itu yang jadi Perkeso.
Betul, itu jadi Perkeso for short.
Apa kait Perkeso Pertubuhan Keselamatan Sosial?
Yeah.
Maybe in short, you boleh bagi tahu apa Perkeso buat sebenarnya?
Okay, I think Perkeso secara generally lah kan, we actually try to orang kata apa, covered in term of social protection. So bila cakap social protection ni, kita cuba untuk orang kata apa, bantulah particularly kita punya pencarum ataupun kita panggil orang berinsurans yang di mana-mana those individu that actually mencarum dengan Perkeso, they actually protected under kita punya insurance lah. So it's similar to I think ada insurance, cuma our insurance is more orang kata apa, lebih mendalam lah, di mana kita bukan saja membantu dari segi orang kata apa, pemulihan, tapi kita juga sekarang ni dah ada dari segi bantuan untuk orang kata apa, mencari pekerjaan. So that is again how the name is, orang kata apa, Pertubuhan Keselamatan Sosial, which is it's cover the social protection of the people. Yeah.
So it's more than normal insurance coverage yang kita ambil tu kan, macam medical card apa tak lah kan.
Betul.
Oh, so alright, that's good. And okay, sebelum kita tadi cakap you sekarang Perkeso buat ada yang elemen mencari pekerjaan. Sebenarnya hari ni kita nak discuss lebih pasal tu. I nak tanya you lebih pasal tu, tapi before we go there, Rung gila kita tak kenal. Who is Adib sebenarnya?
Kan. Alright, so my name is Muhammad Adib. So people call me Adib for short, itu je. So basically, I think just a little bit about me. I'm started my career journey when I was actually graduated from University Malaya. So I'm actually study political science, which is international relations. So kalau kita tengok what I'm doing right now dengan apa yang I study is totally different. So this is something again, something quite interesting that we can talk about how apa kita buat waktu study dulu is now different dengan apa kita buat kerja sekarang kan. So again, when I graduated, so basically I'm looking forward to again working in as a civil servant lah, to become PTD, something like that. So that's why I'm studying international relations, so things like that. And when I grow up, I sedar yang my punya minat ni mungkin lain sikit. I like to talk with people. So surprisingly, because untuk makluman Dina, I'm not this kind of person as what you saw me today. I'm very quiet, kat kelas pun diam. But I think that is how our academic institution shape us, di mana I start to get out of my comfort zone, start to meet with people. And one of the thing yang I orang kata apa, suka adalah untuk I think macam counselor lah, something like that. And turns out career counselor ni something yang might be apa yang I baru minat when I start to grow up. So waktu tu lah when I started to join in 2021 in a private sector as a recruiter. So being a recruiter, I think generally people aware my job is to do actually matchmaking people lah. So dia adalah untuk padankan pekerjaan antara those talent yang ada kat luar sana dengan kita punya client lah, business. So that is how I start to learn more about recruitment, how to communicate better and whatnot. And after that I start to realise like being in private sector, I want to do something much more noble lah, kalau kita boleh panggil kan, something yang lebih lebih memberi satisfaction terhadap pekerjaan. So bila I nampak orang kata Perkeso ada opening to become pengurus kes, the job responsibility tu masa dia letak kat situ basically try to help people that actually untuk macam dia punya pencarum lah, untuk bantu mereka dan sebagainya. So I feel like this is something yang quite different from private sector, because private sector as you know memang kita hustle, kita work for profit lah, for money and everything. But this I feel like something quite ada moral responsibility, how to help people. So that's why I try to join Perkeso, and this is where I'm right now, which is helping the people to get a job.
Yeah, very nice. Orang kata why you are here with Perkeso, because of you yang memilih jalan ni lah. Yeah, you memang like you got your dream job.
Yeah, something like that.
Wow, good for you. Tak ramai orang boleh enjoy while working and even get your dream job. Yeah, I'm happy for you, Adib.
Thank you.
Young generation so memang kena ada lah this kind of vision about your career growth. Okay, kita dah kenal Adib, graduate UM yang memang suka bercakap dengan orang, dealing with people lah.
Dealing with people.
Yeah, that's why you are end up here, become a matchmaker. Bukan dalam mencari jodoh,
bukan,
tapi dalam mencari kerja.
Kerja saja.
Right. So you padankan kerja, and tadi you ada mention about your job title case. You punya tadi case manager, right? Pengurus kes.
Yep.
So sepanjang you dah bekerja dengan Perkeso sebagai pengurus kes ni, how do you think that this job title yang you buat sekarang ni boleh support the whole in term of nationwide ke macam mana?
Understand? Okay, right. So when we talking about our role, right, responsibility lah as pengurus kes. So technically, if I can say a bit about my role dekat current department, is actually we are coming from employment service department division. It's a bit different lah. So kalau kita cakap pasal Perkeso ni memang panjang lah. Tapi kalau kata Perkeso, I think macam saya cakap, people aware pasal the main punya akta, which is Akta 4, which is cover for our pencarum kalau kata berlaku bencana pekerjaan. But interestingly, since orang kata 2017, Perkeso has evolved. Kita dah berkembang. When we talking about social responsibility tadi kan, we not only looking into the aspect of people orang kata bila berlaku bencana baru kita nak bantu. There is other aspect of orang kata kehidupan yang orang kata social responsibility yang kita boleh bantu juga, which is kalau kata seseorang itu kehilangan income lah. And this is why Perkeso kita actually have orang kata initiated another branch of social protection, which we call it sistem insurans pekerjaan, employment insurance system, which is kita bantu untuk orang-orang yang kehilangan pekerjaan. So that is something different lah. So when talking about orang kata EIS, I think kalau kata you nampak you punya payslip, you saw EIS.
EIS tu apa?
EIS, Employment Insurance System.
Okay.
So macam kalau kata those private sectors lah, kalau kata you being retrenched or anything, we actually gonna help them to find a new job.
And Perkeso did that?
Yes, we Perkeso did that.
Oh, contohlah I lepas ni kena buang kerja, I boleh pergi jumpa Perkeso?
Betul, definitely, yep.
Oh, I see.
Betul.
Menarik. And you lah yang buat tu?
Yep. We are, we and the team. Yes, betul.
I see. That's good. Right, you can continue.
Okay. So, again, when talking about our role, our responsibility, right? Basically, the main core of our responsibility is actually to facilitate the connection between job seeker and also employer all over Malaysia. So kita punya kerja ni basically grounded in the mission to support, to provide kerja yang orang kata inclusive and also sustainable, especially kepada kita punya para pekerja dekat luar sana lah. For example, contoh kepada kita punya pencarum, orang berinsurans, and then those people yang orang kata still unemployed, tak bekerja, those people yang still currently orang kata might be affected since the pandemic, So these are the people that actually we try to orang kata apa, bantu untuk cari pekerjaan. And kalau orang tanya macam mana Perkeso ni buat under EIS ni kan, so technically we have been operating under we call it satu dasar ni nama dia Active Labour Market Policy. So Active Labour Market Policy punya framework ni basically is something yang kita nak tunjukkan we have taken an proactive approach lah, di mana kita bukan saja tunggu job seeker datang kat kita, tapi kita keluar. Macam mana saya keluar hari ni lah, saya keluar, saya promote, so there is some of the initiatives that we do, which is we try to promote our services and we try to find those people yang dekat luar sana tu yang mana sedang cari kerja, kita nak bantu.
Okay, Adik, to go backwards sekejap.
Kan?
Perkeso is di bawah agensi kerajaan, betul?
Betul.
Di bawah Kementerian Sumber Manusia.
Betul.
So that Perkeso ni sebenarnya is from the government side lah.
Betul.
Kan?
Betul.
So yang you cakap tadi tu semua is bantuan kerajaan kepada soalan yang sangat penting. Adakah mereka yang mencarum sahaja dapat benefit tadi tu?
Okay. So very interesting question from Dina. So again, yes, we are the agency of the government, meaning we are carry out the mandates by the Kesuma. That's the name. Kalau Perkeso tadi kita Perkeso, kalau kita punya orang kata apa, father, Ministry of Human Resources, we call it Kesuma.
Kesuma.
So basically, yes, if we are talking, there's a two side of perspective we can look lah. Kalau kita tengok dari segi perspektif of our dasar, caruman kan tadi kan, EIS, of course is actually focus on to help our insured people. Insured people ni kita orang berinsurans lah. So those people yang orang kata kalau kata mencarum, again macam you mention, dia kehilangan pekerjaan, kita akan bantu. But again, like I said, Perkeso ni kita dah evolve, kita dah berkembang. So di mana kita melihat adanya keperluan untuk bantu orang yang mengalami nasib yang sama di luar sana. Tak semestinya
walaupun tidak mencarum.
Walaupun tidak mencarum.
Wow.
So meaning we actually have opened our services to the public. So meaning kalau katalah kalau dulu kita hanya bantu people yang kehilangan pekerjaan, untuk memang that is our priority, again still our priority, but now we actually open our services to any type of job seeker out there. Doesn't matter you are fresh graduate, you are people who have been experienced and you want to transition in term of career, ataupun those people yang mungkin orang kata macam kita panggil mid 40 lah, dah orang kata apa, not lah lanjut usia tapi orang kata apa yang dah lama kata apa rehat dan sebagainya, tiba-tiba rasa macam hari ni nak kembali bekerja lah, dah boring dekat rumah. So those orang kata apa senior citizen, we also helping those kind of people to find job. And there's a lot more to be honest, Dina, that we helping. Yang macam saya cakap, the things that Perkeso do is very noble, because we not only helping dari segi kategori pencari kerja tersebut, but we also helping in term of their condition. Condition ni maksudnya, do you know that we actually helping a lot of PWD, people with disability, orang kelainan upaya, untuk mencari pekerjaan juga. And
ini
also,
memang ada cluster khas.
person, kita ada clusters PWD. And also there are certain other segment of target group of job seeker that we helping, which is ex-prisoners, ex-convict. Di mana penjara lah, yang pernah berada di penjara, tapi mereka dah rehab, dah habis semuanya. So basically we also helping those people.
And menarik. So nanti I nak tanya question.
So yeah, that's the thing we do lah, which is we start to open our services to the public, because we feel like there's a need to equal shared service to everyone.
So memang betul lah, is a CSR punya pekerjaan.
Betul. That's why I said
memang you not only for those yang mencarum, but juga you cover, the coverage is all to public.
Betul.
Wow, that's good.
Betul.
I think ramai yang tak aware kot mengenai ini. So that's why lah, it's good you are here to share with our audience. Dan itu sebenarnya apa yang Perkeso cover, Perkeso buat di bawah Kesuma.
Betul.
Cantik Kesuma tu. Nice acronym. Alright. So tadi I tertarik, and you mentioned that you juga ada cluster khas for PWD tadi kan, yang orang kurang upaya, disability, and also banduan.
Bekas banduan.
Boleh tak you explain lebih detail sikit Adib, how exactly Perkeso buat untuk these two cluster?
Well, okay. So of course, bila kita cakap pasal menyantuni lah different target group of job seeker, it has a different sentiment, has a different approach. Tak semua orang kita boleh approach dengan cara yang sama. This certain target group of PWD has its own way. Ex-convict, bekas banduan has its own way. And how we did it again goes back to our main objective lah, di mana kita nak bantu orang cari kerja. That is our main objective. So again, the first thing that we do in terms of helping these people, of course we need to understand what are the demands that actually available outside there for them to go back to the workforce. So of course the first thing that we do is again we engage with our stakeholder, our industry players. So kita memang, me personally meeting with the companies. So kita jumpa dengan majikan, kita tanya majikan what kind of vacancies yang ada, what kind of requirement yang you diperlukan untuk mengambil pekerja yang you perlukan dan sebagainya. So in this context we also bekerjasama, explore with them in term of if they are interested to hire a different target group selain pada orang yang conventional yang normal yang normal macam kita. So in that context, that is how we started to macam develop a module lah. And to be honest, talking about PWD ataupun orang kelainan upaya, it actually have been started since before EIS established. Dulu since ATA 4 lagi. Because like I mentioned kan, ATA 4 is actually covered for those people yang mengalami bencana pekerjaan. So it's actually started with a program called Return to Work. So return to work. So we have case managers yang di mana tugas mereka adalah untuk meng-profile the OB, the insured people, try to understand what are their punya condition dan sebagainya, and try to return back, give them back job lah, kembali ke pekerjaan. So in that module lah di mana kita extendkan lagi kepada orang luar, public. So that is why when di mana kita dah bekerjasama dengan majikan dan sebagainya, we get the vacancies, and again by using the MyFew Job as our main portal untuk buat matchmaking tu, dekat situlah di mana kita pergi pula meet with the supply side. So supply ni again the talent lah. So kita banyak kerjasama, kalau kita talking about PWD, kita banyak kerjasama dengan Department of Wellbeing, Welfare, which is Jabatan Kebajikan Masyarakat, and all that, and many more, and NGOs, some private institution and whatnot, mana-mana yang ada institusi pendidikan contoh untuk orang kelainan upaya dan sebagainya, kita akan masuk, kita akan cuba profile mereka, kita fahami apakah mereka punya background, apakah minat mereka, apakah skill yang mereka belajar dekat institusi tersebut, and kita gunakan MyFew Job untuk matchkan dengan majikan yang ada vacancy dalam.
So for those yang agensi or NGO you mention tadi yang handle this PWD, mereka boleh approach Perkeso untuk especially for this career opportunity.
Career opportunity, betul.
I see.
And just to share with you also, kita even this year have been actively promote awareness on advocacy untuk mengambil pengajian orang kelainan upaya ataupun PWDs, di mana sekarang ni kita tengah fokus untuk orang push they call it inclusive dasar inklusif pengajian orang kurang upaya, which is untuk di pejabat awam. So sekarang ni memang kita ada banyak kerjasama dengan orang kementerian, agensi di mana untuk mengambil
mungkin you advise them to tetapkan ada ratio of
betul, there's a quotas it's actually 1%. 1%?
Oh, okay, that's good. So maknanya di agensi kerajaan, di government related,
betul,
ni kena at least 1% ada PWD.
Betul. But it's not mandatory lah, of course. It's just part of
based on voluntary basis, and you guys lah yang push that initiative and agenda, right?
Betul.
Working
closely.
That's very good. And tadi you dah explain on the PWD cluster how you guys do that, macam how to help push that initiative. Macam mana pula dengan yang bekas banduan tadi?
So similar approach juga, di mana again we actually contacted with the pihak penjara. Iaitu JPM, Jabatan Penjara Malaysia, di mana kita banyak kerjasama in term of, again penjara is a bit different lah daripada obviously daripada OKU, sebab kita tak boleh sewenang-wenangnya masuk. Memang kita kena masuk berpaksikan dengan pihak penjara lah. So of course in term of the majikan, still the same process, di mana kita jumpa majikan, kita cuba promote lah mereka-mereka yang sudah bersedia untuk kembali bekerja after going to the prison and what not. So mana-mana majikan yang berminat tu, kita akan cuba bawa mereka masuk ke penjara sekali dengan Perkeso. So kita
bawa majikan ni ke dalam
penjara untuk buat temuduga directly with
interview di semasa mereka masih di penjara.
Betul, because some of the talent is actually still serving their sentences. So mereka ni again, I just want to highlight that bukanlah those severe crime or anything, it's just something yang very misdemeanor lah. So mereka adalah orang yang memang ada kemahiran, yang di mana pihak penjara pun I believe they give some kind of training courses kepada mereka. So dekat situlah di mana sebelum kita bawa majikan, memang kita pergi dengan pihak penjara untuk masuk, dan kita again sama juga macam PWD, kita profile mereka melalui My Free Job. Kita cuma different sikit bila masuk penjara, we not bring any equipment, technology, anything, sebab of course
Yalah,
it's been
strict lah.
so memang kita do manually dan sebagainya. And but again we have a one-to-one session with the talent.
Okay, Adib, sorry.
Okay.
Bila you cakap tadi you buat interview dalam penjara.
Yeah.
Okay, adakah contohlah bila dia bila dia diterima bekerja, adakah dia kena tunggu habis hukuman ataupun dia boleh bekerja di remotely?
Understand. Okay. So of course banyak majikan have the same question like Dina asking right now, di mana macam mana nak jaga, macam mana nak facilitate, right? So of course talking about talent from ex-convict bekas bandar dan sebagainya, some of them actually memang ada yang dah dibebaskan actually. So mana yang dia bebaskan tu memang they actually free lah untuk kembali bekerja dan sebagainya. Some of them is still under the supervision of pihak penjara. So yang mana yang kalau kita majikan ambil still under supervision ni, memang kita ada orang kata apa rules lah by pihak penjara, di mana they actually have to work within the locality of the radius of the prison. So of course I think is within how many kilometers if I'm not mistaken. So mana majikan yang berdekatan tu lah di mana kita cuba approach, and kita cuba tengok kalau kita dia interested to hire these people. And just to again to share to the public today, I think we have to break the stigmas about those people yang ada dalam penjara and whatnot, because I think one of the thing yang kalau kita PKSO lah, we always try to push the agenda is we always call it a second chance. A second chance for everyone.
Yes.
So I believe everyone deserve a second chance in terms of improving their life, in terms of redeem themselves and to have a better life lah. So this is something that we do. Again, we very fortunately kita banyak dapat support daripada pihak majikan. And kalau kata orang tertanya kan ada kena ambil, to be honest I can share you banyak majikan yang actually ambil orang kata apa those people daripada penjara. And the reason is why, because first of course we want to focus on our local talent, because we want to reduce the number of kebergantungan kepada foreign workers. So that is one of the initiative that PKSO do. On one side is some kind of social responsibility, di mana kita bantu orang untuk dapat kerja dan sebagainya. On one side is more on the economic side, di mana kita try to reduce our deficit lah on the foreign workers dan sebagainya.
That's good. Memang kalau tadi kata kalau yang PWD at least 1% kan, that your target lah. Okay, so target. And untuk for this
if I'm not mistaken, there's quotas actually, to be honest. Actually we encourage for majikan to ambil as much as they can. So ada majikan pun yang very supportive, dia memang sediakan hostel, sediakan orang kata apa sediakan satu kind of orang kata apa beli tapak bangunan, dan mereka gazetkan sebagai some kind of hostel untuk bekas bandar.
Workers amenities for them.
So even pihak penjara pun can monitor easily or not. So I memang again kalau kita majikan yang tengok ni, thank you so much for helping PKSO in doing this orang kata apa good initiative and whatnot to helping the people.
So I think mungkin after this dah boleh ada kuota lah pula kan. Macam kan.
That one I think have to go to the peringkat.
Push lagi and to get support from all the, even from the government side and from the private sector side, which is very good. I strongly agree. Bila you cakap the second chance tadi, everyone deserve that. Not only second chance, third, fourth, whatever yang mereka perlukan, we should support lah sebenarnya. Alright, so interesting. So tadi you banyak mention mengenai platform My Future Job, My Future Job.
Betul.
So apa sebenarnya My Future Job ni?
Okay. So this is one of the very topic yang I very passionate to share with the people lah. Selalu kalau kita kat luar tu, of course, if I ask Dina, where you go to when you find a job?
Job Street lah.
Confirm, definitely Job Street, right? And then LinkedIn and everything. But to be honest, My Free Jobs, again, I think secara generally kita boleh maklumkan kepada public, it's a job portal lah. Of course, people see it as a job portal.
Job portal.
Mana you pergi, you cari kerja, and that's it lah. Opinion of people punya assumption. But today I want to share to the people that My Free Job is more than just a portal. Actually, it's actually an employment ecosystem. And why I say that, because again, it's actually function as a centralized AI power platform, di mana kita cuba connect the job seeker and also the employers across the industry. So ini pun termasuk dalam, kalau kita hari ini kita dalam on the podcast for Bina kan. So we also covered for the construction side lah. So talking about My Free Job on how actually helping the people more than just a job portal. Again, first thing first, I need to stress out yang memang dari segi orang kata apa, we have a matching capabilities lah of doing padanan tu. Di mana for example, kalau kata any job seekers out there, they are looking for a job, they can actually go to our portal, they can orang kata apa, profile themselves and put a very kita apa, detail in terms of their competency and their skill and whatnot, and they can actually learn more about our about their career path, because My Free Job technically have a function di mana they can show what is your trajectory. For example, if you are becoming a junior executive right now, HR, so what is the long-term plan for you to become, HR manager dan sebagainya.
Dalam platform provide that,
and it shows you what kind of skills that you needed to take in order for you to achieve those kind of position in the long run. So that's why we want to show to the people that My Free Job is not just a portal. It's actually much more. It's a guiding tool untuk people shape their career journey lah.
And I believe dalam My Future Job also ada profile of majikan.
Betul.
Contoh let's say I lah nak cari kerja kan. So dalam tu pun ada profile all the majikan yang I rasa relevant to me.
Betul.
Oh, so semua ada dalam platform tu.
Definitely. Because when talking about employers, like I just mentioned earlier, memang kita punya currently actively going out, meeting the companies, meeting with the industry players, try to gain their support and their encourage them to advertise in My Free Job. So similarly macam job seeker tadi kan, if a company actually have vacancies they want to actually advertise, they can actually post it in the My Free Job, and that is how the system will do the padanan lah. So again, when talking about the matching tu, of course we are actually based on our standard occupational code, macam kod pekerjaan. So how it helps basically, if for example a job seeker put more information that actually related to your background, and the job the vacancies actually have requirement yang almost similar to that vacancies, so the matching score will be much higher for them, and they can actually get more job opportunities yang dia boleh jumpa dalam portal My Free Job across in Malaysia lah. So those are one of the certain things macam advantage of using My Free Job, which is a matching platform. But like I said, My Free Job is more than that. So what is more to basically, okay, if I can share today, we also have one-to-one career counselling services. One-to-one. So one-to-one ni meaning, for example, for information, me and also my team as a Perkeso as a whole, we have what we call it employment services officer, ataupun kita secara bahasa mudah kat corporate recruiter lah. So their job is basically try to help any job seekers that actually looking for a job, and guide them in terms of what are the suitable position that match with their background, and they also giving some kind of improve their employability. Maksudnya sometimes we do resume writing punya workshop, some kind of mock interview to prepare the candidate before they're meeting the employers and whatnot. And last but not least, I think the best thing about My Free Job, talking about as a whole, we also doing if a job seeker going to My Free Job, they can actually have a wider access of career program, industry specific career program. So industry specific career program ni, I believe, for example, if I can give a scenario lah kan, I think Perkeso have been working closely with industry bodies such as CIDB, and this is how we actually connect with the employers, di mana kita tengok mana-mana majikan yang daripada bidang construction, kita invite mereka untuk buat temuduga career fair secara like I said, specific career industry, dan kita cuba matchkan dengan those people yang dalam bidang tertentu. So again, this is where I said that if you are actually subscribed to My Free Job, you can actually get an alert ataupun notification in a regular basis. What kind of career fair, temuduga yang kita ada secara mingguan, bulanan dan sebagainya.
Contoh event yang kita nak buat collaboration bersama nanti on September, coming September, Bina Construction Career Spotlight. Nanti for those yang dah subscribe become user for My Future Job akan dapat notification untuk join that career spotlight semasa. I see, that's very good. Dah lama kan My Future Job ni?
It's been 2017.
2017 dah. So your subscribers of course are ramai.
I mean, if putting into statistic, I can say we have reaching millions, I think, job seekers yang ada dalam tu. But of course we have to strive for more, because rakyat Malaysia banyak, dalam lebih I think 31 million if I'm not mistaken. So 32 almost. Kalau kita tolak minus everything, still a lot more for people yang still need to go to my free job. Yeah.
And adakah kena berbayar nak subscribe tu?
Yes, that's the best thing I want to share here, Dina. Our services, everything I said just now, right? In terms of both employer and also pekerja, everything is free of charge. Nothing you have to pay to gain our services. It's actually completely free and available for you to go to any Perkeso office yang kita ada dekat seluruh Malaysia, and you can go to our offices lah to request some kind of carer services, carer advice.
Even tadi yang one to one
something like that.
Session tadi pun you just boleh pergi tanya and then I need this
Betul, because usually like I said lah, memang kita every office in Perkeso yang kita ada dekat seluruh Malaysia ni, memang kita actively buat temu duga. So bila ada temu duga tu, of course you can meet our officers, you can get more insight from them, company apa yang ada yang I boleh cari untuk my position dan sebagainya, my background sebagainya. So again, this is what we do lah. Yang mana again, like I want to highlight, my free job, balik pada soalan Dina tadi, it's not just a job portal. It's actually a much larger ecosystem yang kita buat untuk make it more dynamic, make it more responsive to support both in the economic growth and social protection.
And maybe I can see in a way that sebenarnya sebab majikan kan dia mencarum Perkeso.
Betul.
So mungkin ini juga cara you giving back to majikan yang dah every month kan mencarum. So tak adalah diorang bising kan. I bayar every month.
What you get
I dapat honey macam-macam you guys dapat.
Betul. This is all the service.
I get it. Now we get it. So that you giving back more sebenarnya daripada yang portion mereka bayar tu.
Betul.
That's good. Okay, so tadi kan sebab again I nak highlight sikit pasal yang since kita ada buat collaboration together CIDB dan juga Perkeso, kayaknya this is like G to G collaboration lah, CIDB dan Kesuma kan. And this is our second year dah buat construction carer spotlight. So walaupun kita as an organizer, I nak tanya juga you lah, because you yang lagi experience dalam carer kan.
I mean,
so apa sebenarnya what's the impact bila kita duk buat kan, and I notice memang Perkeso, I rasa like you guys back to back buat event career fair, pergi buat physical booth, cari, and you rasa benda tu does it helps ataupun sebenarnya kalau you tak buat pun sama saja rate dia orang yang you dapat approach? What's the impact of
definitely I think it play major major punya peranan, yang mana by having this kind of program, technically we can approach more people, because again bukan semua rakyat Malaysia ni ada teknologi dan sebagainya. Some of them actually deep in the rural areas dan sebagainya, tapi mereka still mencari pekerjaan dan cuma mereka tak ada orang peluang untuk keluar dan untuk jumpa dengan majikan dan sebagainya. So go back to your question, definitely like what we do is actually have been increasing membantu dari segi first the job seeker itself untuk mencari pekerjaan, and similarly to the majikan. I think some of the thing kalau kata you dengar dulu, orang kata pekerja ramai, majikan sikit.
Yang tak ada.
Now there's some of issues that we are having right now is majikan ada, jawatan banyak, tapi orang pula tak ada.
Oh ya ke?
Yes.
Situasi kita sekarang.
Betul. It's happened right now. I mean, this is my purview lah, my opinion, what I've experienced. Because a lot of people, I think if you look into the current issues semasa kan, our youth and sebagainya, they don't want to go to become kerja normal. They want to become career influencer. They want to go to gig freelance and whatnot, because they think it's much more flexible, which is I'm not kata salah and whatnot, which is their right to do that job, dan memang certain benda tu memang lagi memberi tarikan pada mereka lah kan, seorang muda kan. Betul kan? Betul. Cuma talking in the standpoint of long term punya career growth, I think youth ataupun people lah need to realise that kadang-kadang this freelance can be ada risk dia juga. So sometimes first of all, of course, bila you working freelance, sometimes you're not protected. You tak ada SOSO kan, you tak ada EPF, so you don't have any savings. That is one thing. And also in term of your income also, sometimes fluctuated. Kalau kata you rajin, you go for it. And not to mention that sometimes you are not have a clear chart of what is your career planning. Contoh kalau kata you kerja as Grab for example lah kan. Okay, so of course you driving Grab and whatnot, but what's there to you know elevate your skilling dan sebagainya. Betul 3 years now, because I've personally met with people yang you know, first they said, you know what, I just doing Grab lah, you know what, it's okay, tak apa, I okay with this, it's good. But then I meet them again and they said, you know what, it's quite hard for them to find job because they have a huge gap in their, you know, career journey. Ada gap besar, so company will be like, what are you doing for the past 3-5 years and whatnot? Do you have any skill? Because now it's very competitive. So that's why I want to, you know, again, going back to your question, I think what we do is important to promote awareness about job and to bring the youth kembali untuk bekerja dan sebagainya, because I think it's good for them to have a clear career planning and career
path lah. Oh, so sepatutlah every month I ada kan circle orang Perkesa selalu tengok story. Wah, every month you guys pergi buat event, career fair, memang salute lah Team Perkesa and especially Team My Future Job kan. That is totally from
Employment Service Department.
Employment Service Department. You guys did such a very noble job scope area. So memang you guys memang sure dapat that salute and respect. Okay, and tadi you cakap pasal I nak tanya soalan yang selalu kami pun ditanya. Sebab kita orang ni pun CIDB IBS atau CIDB ni pun orang kata become like a middle agency lah kan between orang kata end user consumers and also majikan ni. Sekarang tadi you cakap ramai anak-anak muda dah tak minat dah kerja-kerja yang orang kata conventional or traditional kerja, like become an engineer for example, or even executive, duduk office. Of course you ada data and statistic. Kalau for especially focus sikit in construction, if you can share with us apa yang sekarang top demand
kerja lah kan,
pekerjaan
yang ada
di bidang pembinaan.
Okay, right. So that's one of a good question. So you know, to you know, give exposure to the youth, kalau kata they actually listen to this podcast. So statistically speaking, I mean, if we looking into the collective data yang kita ada daripada My Future Job platform, which is majikan masukkan jawatan dan sebagainya, and also Perkesa punya labour market, pasaran buruh punya analytics, we can see there is a steady growth of demand for skill and semi-skill within construction industry. So this position basically kalau kita tengok banyak terdiri, kalau can give top 4 generally lah, something like macam site supervisor, and then something like technicians, electrician, MME and whatnot, safety officer, OSHA and all that. Because I think the reason some of this position actually on demand, booming right now, because this position is the one that actually crucial in managing on the on-site operation and also to ensure the safety compliance and everything. So when we're talking about construction itself dalam bidang pembinaan dekat Malaysia ni pun, I can say it's actually booming right now. Because to be honest, construction nowadays is not like those back in 19 something because you just orang kata general manual labor worker, you know, it has buruh general worker. So it has been integrated with orang kata technology, safety punya practices, orang kata sustainable practice, di mana kita kan sekarang banyak orang kata macam green dan sebagainya. So of course majikan pun dah start orang kata melihat kepada sudut untuk tingkatkan mereka punya orang kata kemahiran dan sebagainya lah. And this is something I think that orang muda sekarang ni yang mana ingat nampak macam bidang pembinaan ni macam susun batu je. Actually it's not as what they assume. It's actually more than
I can share dengan you Adib, dulu kami ni dalam bidang construction, kami dikenali sebagai 3D industry. 3D, you know what is 3D? Mungkin nak teka.
I think ni kan 3D is dangerous, dirty, and also one more is difficult.
Yes, it's true. So itu yang orang label kami lah. Construction industry is 3D industry. Difficult, dirty, dangerous. Tapi betul, I tertarik yang you cakap. I have to agree with you. Memang sekarang dah banyak berubah.
Betul.
Sebab with the technology yang kita ada sekarang, dah banyak ease of doing works. Betul. Especially in construction industry as well. So untuk anak-anak muda kat luar sana, you jangan fikir kalau kerja construction kan. Betul. Macam dah penat apa semua. Kerja mana-mana pun penat dik. Betul. So that, tapi di construction sekarang kita pun dah evolve lah. Betul. With all the technology and everything. And kalau you tengok drama TV3 sekarang, drama-drama TV tu mungkin betul lah kan.
Betul.
Pakai
I think so.
safety helmet,
Betul.
bawa pakai
Pakai apa
shirt yang
kuning yang
cantik.
semua tu kan.
Lepas tu bawa
Betul. Those architecture punya I think.
so itu sebenarnya you boleh maknanya jangan terlalu
menghakimi lah kot.
Ya,
Dia semua dah berubah sekarang.
Betul.
Dah ada drone. Even company pun dah start using drone to AI to baca bangunan punya measurement dan sebagainya. So bukannya you, of course tape is still there, bawa untuk mungkin orang kata apa decoration, tapi still benda dah evolve.
Betul. Even what I can share, even kita sekarang you dah boleh control all the big machineries using remote control.
Betul.
Macam you main game,
Betul.
kan? You tak perlu pun ada like really on site untuk handle that. You boleh handle from remotely. Dalam office ada aircon.
Betul.
So jangan stigma tu kena ubah.
Betul. So that's why pergi balik belajar study.
Kan,
Don't just go for influencer.
Nak jadi influencer is jadi influencer.
But be educated influencer. That's what
Betul. Kena juga ada education, basic education tu sangat penting. Tiba-tiba kita jadi pakar motivasi
Betul.
untuk adik-adik di luar sana. Alright. So tapi I tertarik. Tadi pun you cakap yang top demand job di construction ni on the skill. Kan? You did mention that. And I want to relate with our national agenda on TVET kan, sebab TVET ni memang dia focusing on the skill in construction. So nak sambung lagi orang kata mood memotivasi kepada yang yang generation kita ni. Tapi this is on the more on element TVET. Maybe Adib, you want to add anything?
So talking about TVET, I think right now is very orang kata apa panas. I think everyone is talking about TVET. Government talking about TVET, even company talking about TVET. Because I think it's one of the sector yang kita cuba nak orang kata apa try to naikkan balik rather than orang kata apa ada punya industri kan. So talking about TVET and especially in KESO lah apa yang kita buat, technically we do have certain collaboration di mana kita try to orang kata apa elevate TVET punya, memperkasakan balik TVET kepada golongan muda. So what we do again, of course we need to identify lah what are the skill yang akan orang kata apa sunrise upcoming punya jawatan yang akan ada serta-serta jawatan TVET tu. So we work closely with orang kata apa TVET institution macam JPK, even CIDB, ABM and whatnot. So we try to learn this kind of orang kata apa trend of skill yang kata apa yang akan ada di masa hadapan, and we try to orang kata apa incorporate those information dalam MyFuJob. Again, whatever we do is again by using MyFuJob, because at the end of the day how we do the orang kata apa padanan pekerjaan untuk bantu cari kerja by using the MyFuJob portal. So that's why I again try to encourage people, kalau especially those people yang daripada TVET kan, if you feel that it's hard to find job that related to TVET, you can try to subscribe to MyFuJob, try to explore those portal and see by yourself how it can actually help you to find job that actually match with your background. And apart from that, again like I said, it's not that we just doing secara belakang tabir by using a portal. We also doing going kepada turun ke Padang, which is we have a career fair, TVET career fair yang di mana kita baru saja buat hari tu dekat Melaka. Kerjasama dengan I think dengan state government if I'm not mistaken, di mana kita bawa majikan-majikan yang orang kata apa ingin ada jawatan-jawatan yang berpaksikan TVET. Dekat situ pun kita orang kata apa collaborate with a lot of sekolah orang kata apa yang orang kata apa institusi lah yang mengeluarkan TVET punya courses, dan kita invite those students dan sebagainya to give them some kind of exposure. And kalau kata mana yang sedang mencari kerja tu, they can directly go for interview during that day. So this is something yang if you are talking about what KESO actually contributing in terms of TVET, we have been actively lah ongoing on this initiative.
So TVET ni not only dah jadi high demand, and I believe is also high salary, high income. Betul kan?
Betul. I believe
Proven. So. You boleh guarantee on that
I mean of course if you have the skill orang kata apa yang diperlukan by the employees outside, yang mana orang kata apa skill yang bukan orang kata apa normal, yang orang kata apa yang sangat niche, sangat critical, of course I believe you can orang kata apa jump your salary expectation to what of the experience lah.
So
again you have to go to upskilling them.
Upskilling dulu kan. Upskilling and then barulah you akan dapat the high demand, high salary, high income punya job tu. In TVET. So sekarang ni tak macam dulu. You kena belajar lepasan universiti, lepasan master PhD baru boleh jadi high income. Sekarang if you go for the skill punya pun
Boleh
tetap
juga.
boleh
Betul,
untuk
betul.
dapat the high income punya.
I think even
job.
government pun start pushing these ideas to increase the salary. I mean, if you look into the current news, like at Johor, if I'm not mistaken, right? They try to make it salary ceiling for the
minimum,
graduates, minimum
yes.
4,000. So
Yes.
there's one good initiative by the
Betul.
government, right? So I think we are going on that path, but still lot more to
Yeah, of course lah. So that's why like, ada agency like you
Yeah.
guys and also CIDB
Yes,
to support all the government agency untuk push any yang kata boleh benefits the whole nation lah.
Betul.
That's our role lah.
Betul.
Kan? So, dah tak boleh buat apa dah.
Nak selamatkan orang muda. Macam saya lah.
You nak selamatkan golongan you.
Kawan-kawan saya semua.
That's good. Okay, so kita nak highlight back on our collaboration again with CIDB and Perkeso, and especially on the My Future Job, that tahun ni dah kali kedua kita organize this Bina Construction Career Spotlight. So what do you think yang people can expect during the event nanti?
Yeah, I think first of all, props ataupun good jobs to CIDB for hosting this annual events on promoting the construction industry, because just my overview lah, I think this is one of the events yang I think bagus, di mana of course first thing first, it gives some kind of exposure kepada kita punya job seekers, definitely. Di mana face to face experience with the industry player dan sebagainya, because I believe you are gathering all those people yang stakeholders yang within the expert within the industry kan. So for those people yang outside tu, I hope you can go to Bina Construction Career Spotlight, because you can get some insight of the construction industry, because I think kat luar sana tu there are a lot of people yang memang ada background of skill dari segi construction dan sebagainya, cuma they're lacking of exposure and also confidence. They don't know what is the construction. Again, the awareness tu tak ada. Dia nampak construction ni gitu je.
Yeah.
So I think this is one of the good platform that can actually go and ask few orang question, meet with the expert, try to understand different roles dalam construction punya industry. Jawatan ni macam mana, what are the things they need to do and what not. So yeah, it's a good exposure for them to build their confidence. And another thing I think is one of the, again, good event, because it gives some kind of opportunity for the industry itself to macam reshaping their image, especially construction. Because this is I think one of the good platform where they can showcase lah dia punya perkembangan tu, industri pembinaan, di mana dulu actually might be a bit outdated. Now sekarang has come with a new version. So this might be can attract the youth, the TVET graduates to come and learn more about this industry dan sebagainya, and to show them actually yang industri pembinaan ni actually can also offer rewarding, stable and also future ready career.
Future ready career. Yeah, itu yang I think we should look into that lah. Kalau untuk young generation especially, they need to understand on that future ready talent and sustainable punya career. Kan? Bukannya you nak kaya dalam setahun. Mungkin dalam 1 juta adalah seorang yang boleh go to that path, but again.
So pergilah kepada the event.
So again, for those yang dengar kita hari ni, like Adik mention tadi, you guys kena pergi kepada kita punya event Bina Construction Career Spotlight yang akan berlangsung pada 28 hingga 30 Oktober di MyTech KL. So maybe Adik pun ada masa tu.
InsyaAllah I will be there, because I think Perkeso will be joining to the opening the pavilions.
Yes.
So of course you can learn more about My Future Jobs portal. You pun boleh dapatkan insight again from our officer about career advice dan sebagainya. So please do come and visit us.
I think tahun lepas kita bawa more than 30 or over 40 companies.
I think there's a career fest that we also do.
So mungkin tahun ni lebih lagi lah kot. Kita harap.
Something that we can work on.
A big company, and mungkin kita juga boleh tarik kepada majikan-majikan to support.
Betul.
Kan, sebab you guys perlukan tadi, I remember you mention about supply and demand.
Betul.
Kan? So you juga sekarang kita pun nak tarik majikan lah, promote the company
to join the event.
And kalau you ada job opening, kan, job opportunity, also yang dalam yang tadi tu, yang PWD and also
betul.
as bantuan pun boleh lah kan.
PWD mungkin sebab mungkin
tak lagi.
dia dah kat dalam penjara, so dia dah go out.
Okay, so for majikan juga, you should come and support us. Collaboration CIDB dan Perkeso ini untuk datang showcase your job opening dan juga kepada yang tengah mencari kerja, not only generasi muda. Adib juga ada mention tadi yang tengah tiba-tiba nak,
betul
kan, yang dah
selesa sangat,
dah selesa yang senior tu tiba-tiba nak change your career, nak gaji lebih.
Betul, marilah
bersama-sama ke Bina Construction Career Spotlight. So Adib, I think kita dah tak banyak sangat masa, but it's very good session I had with you. Banyak juga yang I learn pasal Perkeso, especially yang you cakap, yelah, it's not about caruman semata-mata. It's not about insurance semata-mata. Perkeso ni banyak lagi you guys buat.
Betul.
Menarik. Memang sesuai sangat you guys jadi our panel podcast.
So I hope now people knows what we do. Can spread more lah.
Ya, betul-betul. Lebih ramai yang tahu dan lebih ramai yang akan not only tahu, orang kata utilize. Appreciate apa yang you all provide. Itu yang penting. Itu yang message yang kita nak sampaikan. Kalau setakat tahu tapi tak appreciate, tak guna juga.
Make use lah. The advantage that yang government is doing right now, make use of it because it's a free of charge services, so why not?
Benda free. Siapa kata tak ada benda free sekarang?
Betul. Ada je.
Perkeso banyak bagi benda free.
Betul.
So kita kena make use of it.
Betul.
So Adib, maybe last lah I nak tanya you, macam mana you punya, orang kata, harapan lah lebih kurang sikit that you nak sampaikan kepada audience kita, viewers kita, about Perkeso as a whole, not only for the construction industry.
Alright, so I think kalau kata one thing lah, message yang saya boleh sampaikan kepada those masyarakat di luar sana. So of course I just want to say that you are not alone in this, orang kata apa, current economic. If you are losing job ataupun searching for a job dan sebagainya, or looking for some kind of, orang kata apa, bantuan dan sebagainya, Perkeso is there with you every step of the way. So just, orang kata apa, you can visit us in any of our offices like I mentioned, or you can go to our website. And just to promote also Dina on this platform, we actually have launched our, orang kata apa, My Future Jobs apps mobile. Dulu kita website je. Sekarang kita ada apps mobile My Future Job. So I think it will be much easier for people, especially orang muda, untuk kita download on their aplikasi, phone aplikasi, and try to use My Future Job portal in their phone lah. And to again, Perkeso, we are here basically to assist semua rakyat Malaysia kat luar sana tu, tak kira segenap umur, lapisan masyarakat, background, kita apa, education ke dan sebagainya. We are here to help everyone in term of their, kita apa, their life lah and everything. So please, I hope to orang kat luar sana pula, please support us, continue para majikan, please continue us to give job opportunity kepada kita punya, orang kata apa, local talent, because I believe there are a lot of our youngsters kat luar sana tu yang memang, orang kata apa, berbakat, ada, orang kata apa, skill, ada talent, and please give them the opportunity, and please use the My Future Job to again advertise your vacancy, because I think this is one for majikan lah. I want to give some kind of, orang kata apa, macam assurance sikit lah. Our role for employer again is not just try to understand their business. We actually try to support their recruitment effort, di mana kita bantu mereka untuk cari kerja. And most importantly, by having the My Future Job, kita actually try to ensure that mereka punya jawatan ni visible. Maksudnya nampak dekat orang luar tu. And also accessible. Boleh, orang kata apa, talent tu mudah untuk pergi. Untuk apply kerja dan sebagainya. So that is one thing that we do lah for both the employer and also the job seeker outside.
I think ini banyak memberi benefit in terms of majikan punya cert. I tengok for those yang majikan yang baru nak grow, like SME especially, mereka tak ada, mungkin mereka tak ada team HR yang bukan orang kata yang matured dan capable in term of profiling untuk for job opportunity apa semua. So peluang ni lah mereka kena berkolaborasi dengan Perkeso. Kan you guys dah provide that ecosystem. Dah ada complete dekat My Future Job. So majikan kat luar sana boleh just become the
sama rakan partners,
partners, and showcase apa yang nak cari kerja guna platform My Future Job. And it's free kan?
It's free of charge. Everything free of charge.
Untuk majikan dan juga untuk yang mencari
kerja. Untuk semua orang lah, siapa-siapa yang guna.
Rugi tak pakai.
Betul, rugi.
Ya, betul. I pula rasa macam I nak promote kau-kau lah ni, sebab benda yang memang betul-betul bagus lah sebenarnya. Looking into yang you cakap tadi on, you sebenarnya you dah cater for both lah, supply and demand. Kan, on the supply side, for the majikan, apa you bagi added value to them?
I mean, of course, talent dan sebagainya kan.
Yeah.
So macam facilities, which is kita ada orang kata apa, di seluruh Malaysia, selain pada pejabat PKSO, kita ada orang kata apa, we call it My Free Job Satellite Centres. Satellite Centre ni memang kata apa, kawasan-kawasan yang kadang strategik lah, dengan universiti dan sebagainya. Kadang-kadang majikan tak ada tempat nak buat temu duga, kita guna tempat tu.
Berapa in total?
We have around 293 satellite centres all over Malaysia. Yeah, cover East and Peninsula, orang kata apa, Semenanjung and Borneo, South Sarawak.
So memang wow, banyaknya.
Yeah, and also like for example, if they're interested for career fair, temu duga ke apa, again, kalau temu duga, they can go to our office, use our offices to help them, our office to as a facility. And kalau kata career fair pun, I believe kalau kata you nampak exhibition booth kan, kalau banyak yang orang luar sana banyak apa-apa career fair kan, so we also provide them the booth, everything, and all everything that is a free of charge, nothing big.
Betul. Ya, I tahu. So, tu yang kami
betul kan? I think you see there. Ya, betul.
Itu I can prove that.
Ya, betul. Ada saksi.
So memang. Tapi yang you punya branch and satellite tadi 200 lebih all over Malaysia. Wow, that's a good job by Kesuma and Perkeso. Memang kena.
Betul. You know, in the initiative we did lah for to to make it easy for the people.
Kan, dah tak ada alasan sepatutnya kata susah nak cari kerja.
Betul.
Kan?
Betul. Zaman saya memang susah. COVID lah tu.
Kan, sekarang ni Perkeso dah provide macam-macam. Kalau rasa tak nak pergi office, just masuk dulu portal My Future Job. Sekarang dah ada yang handphone punya.
Betul, handphone punya.
Dulu website based saja.
Tengah lepak-lepak spark dapat notification temu duga dekat situ pergi.
Daripada dapat notification TikTok je.
Betul lah. Cubalah dapat satu manfaat sikit.
Manfaat sikit daripada My Future Job.
Betul.
Oh, lepas ni I pun nak install.
Boleh.
I will install that. Jom kita install ramai-ramai. My Future Job, orang kata untuk apps for mobile apps. Ya, so senang untuk kita cari kerja. Not only cari kerja, nak networking. I think it's, kalau kita yang dah senior ni, kita lebih tengok on the networking, grow your circle.
Betul.
And when you talking about ecosystem tadi, sebenarnya I lebih tengok kepada tu. Wow, this is good. This is a good ecosystem. This is a good circle that we should be one of them.
Betul. If I can add one more bit about ni lah, just message tadi, baru teringat kepada especially kepada youngsters. I think kepada golongan-golongan orang muda lah kan, yang ingin ceburi orang kata industri pembinaan. I think what I can say to them right now is actually they actually kalau kata if they're interested to join orang kata construction industry ni, they are entering orang kata one industry yang orang kata full of potential. But just to orang kata reminder to them also, they have to approach with with a right mindset, with a right skill, with a right direction. So it's not just orang kata merewang begitu saja.
Jangan masuk macam-macam tu.
Betul. So please orang kata again using the My Future portal, you can just kalau kata you are fresh graduate, you can just tengok mana orang kata jawatan-jawatan yang fresh entry, internship role ke apa ke, try to apply on that, because I believe as a graduates nowadays is very good for you to get some kind of exposure ataupun hands-on experience. Because walaupun kerja tu short term ataupun kerja tu hanyalah internship, but it's actually building your track record and also expand your networking and hopefully can land you a much more bigger job.
It's like a stepping stone lah.
True.
You kena start dulu.
Betul.
Sebelum nak mana boleh terus jadi CEO.
Betul.
You have to start.
Betul.
No matter what, start dulu.
Be realistic.
Build your path dulu, career path, and then you will be there lah.
Betul.
Non-stop effort. Yeah, that's a very nice message. Very good one. Impactful one, and I hope that everyone boleh dapat lah. And I believe memang sampai lah message you.
InsyaAllah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and I have to say this as such a very young, you consider young generation, young talent, but you have a very clear vision and you understand what is your responsibility. Itu yang sangat penting, adik. And we need more people like you. Yeah, so I think you are in the right career pathway. Congratulations again. And good luck
Thank
in
you.
your future.
Thank you.
Mungkin dalam masa 10 tahun, 15 tahun you akan jadi someone, a very good
InsyaAllah.
figure in our industry to giving back.
InsyaAllah.
Continue grows your passion. Alright. And before kita pun dah almost to the end. I hope you enjoy the session?
Yup,
Tak serit? Your first time become
Betul.
kan tadi
Betul,
cakap
actually for everyone punya ni, it's first time I'm doing podcasting, so I'm very nervous to be honest. But yeah, thank you for Dina. Actually, you make it very smooth, make it very very comfortable. Yeah,
So lepas ni boleh datang balik kan?
InsyaAllah.
Boleh promote balik.
Boleh lah.
Kena join lagi.
Very sure, InsyaAllah.
Because that's also I would like to share lah sekejap that CIDB pun baru buat this initiative podcast because of this. Because we believe that we trust this platform is very impactful untuk kita share something yang supaya sampai kepada audience kita. Kita dah banyak buat event kan, you know,
betul.
we both in the same site sebenarnya. Tapi kita kena keep on exploring a new initiative. So that's why CIDB pun buat this Bina podcast semata-mata nak keep continuous bagi awareness supaya sampai kepada generasi-generasi yang sepatutnya. And especially our youngsters lah kan. So lepas ni jangan duk dengar yang banyak-banyak yang lain tu kena stay tune to our ni jugalah yang bermanfaat.
Follow CIDB punya ni channel.
Alright, thank you so
Thank you so much.
Adib again. And before I close the session for our today's episode, I nak buat another reminder. All yang tadi I did mention pasal Bina Construction Career Spotlight, and banyak lagi sebenarnya kita akan buat bersempena International Construction Week yang akan berlangsung 3 hari. Dan you guys boleh go to our website www.bina-cidbibs.my. So kat situ semua ada. So even kita juga offer ada conference on the facility management, on the modular Asia. And if you guys interested untuk join the TVET competition pun kita ada. Tahun ni macam-macam. Kita follow Perkesuk. Perkesuk evolve, kita pun evolve.
Betul, let's go.
So macam kita pun tak nak kalah
Kan. Healthy competition.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
So with that, I think, thank you everyone for stay tuned for our today's episode for Bina Podcast. And mungkin kita akan jumpa lagi untuk episod yang akan datang. Bye!